Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Frankly Speaking on Fridays podcast. I am your host, Frank Pador, and it is Friday, May 6th. May 6th, 2022 is currently 9:12 p.m. Eastern Time. It's been a long day. It's been a long week. It's been very tiresome, very revealing, and hurtful at times. But that is a part of life, in all honesty. So, here we go, with another week gone, another week upon us. And, well, it's a busy weekend, especially for those of you who are graduating right now, which, congratulations to the graduates of May 2022. It has been a hell of a degree. Hell of a time for all of us, but I at least graduated, December 2020, that was nuts, just personally speaking, but for the rest of you, damn. I'll just say that I'm glad I got out of school when I did, so congratulations, class of 2022 graduating in May, and I'll say the exact same thing once December comes of this year. But let's first get through this, shall we? Another week has come. Another week is gone. Another week is forever within our future, so long as we draw breath. And with that said, that only means one thing. You did it. You made it another week. For better, for worse, for good, for bad, for challenges and strength and weaknesses and tears sometimes. You did it. You made it through another week, and I'm proud of you. Maybe it was a little more tougher than usual. Maybe it was an easy, breezy week. And if that's the case, good job. Pass some of that luck over here, shall you? But, good job. I'm proud of you. If you struggle, that's okay. It's part of life. We all struggle. We all have our downs. Just don't stay down. You're stronger than that, and I know you are. Get back up. Keep trying. You can do it. I know you can. Prove me right. Prove me right. Okay? Good. So, let's get into the podcast then, shall we? Here is to you, dear listener. Here's to me. And here is to episode 31 of the Frankly Speaking on Fridays podcast. So, as always, I commemorate this stream, this podcast, with a shot. Prost. Oh boy. So let's get to the turkey then, shall we? Or close to the turkey. I do have a serious topic in mind that I do want to talk about, but I also didn't want to talk about it. There are certain topics that come up within real life and our reality that we all live in that I best try to avoid. And unfortunately, one of those topics I actually have to bring into my podcast just because it coincides with something else that I'm a part of and that I find to take a little bit more seriously. And the fact that they now have combined, I must speak out about it. Before that, it is time for the week update. And I'm not entirely sure, because days blend in, because events just kind of, I don't know, they just mend in with every single day of life. The older I get, the more that days are just the same, essentially. And while there are key events, I do not remember when they occurred. I will say that my father is doing fine. He is home, which I believe I expressed previously, but my family has the every 2 week, conversation catch up every other Sunday rather. And so he's doing well. He's lost some pounds, he is eating better, he's practicing his violin, and he is, working out again, along with my mother, so that is good to hear. I hope he continues it, and I know he will, just because despite him wanting to be unhealthy, he just absolutely detests having to take pills every day. So I know for damn sure he is not going to He's not going to be unhealthy for long. He is going to whip himself into shape so that he doesn't have to take pills. I mean, if there's ever one goal in our lives that we should probably strive for, maybe it's that. Not to, like, go so gung-ho healthy that you become vegan or vegetarian, or you want to, like, be the next 65-year-old world champion body lifter. No, he doesn't want to take pills on the regular. And I think that's a good enough goal for all of us to be able to strive for. What is one thing that you don't want? For him, don't take pills. For me, I want to feel better about my body. For other people, maybe it is just focusing on that weight and on that number, which I recommend that you don't focus too much on that. That can actually be rather detrimental. You'll start focusing on the number rather than just how you feel, and that leads to, body dysmorphia and potential anorexia and bulimia. No, don't. Work on yourself. Absolutely. Without a doubt. Work out, eat better, eat healthier. Spoil yourself every so often. You deserve it. Unless you're training to be an Olympian athlete, then that's beyond my commenting. I know those people they're clean burning. Nothing enters their system which will clog the engine. But just do what you feel is necessary in order to make yourself feel better. Don't worry about numbers unless you medically have to. But just do the steps that you know will be better for yourself and will make you feel better. That's it. And for my father, he doesn't want to take those pills. Awesome. Do it to it, Dad. Do it to it. Proud of you. Keep it up. I'm going to be doing the same myself. Work has been good. For me, anyway. I've been learning, I've been studying. My second take on Casualty and Collision state exam will be coming up this Monday, so please wish me luck on that. I have been studying. Some clarifications have been coming to me as I review these laws and policies and stipulations and endorsements and writers and all that fun jazz. But I'm also just getting used to the job in general. As I've said previously, I've never had an office job before, so it's weird coming into a place where this is my desk. Like, I have my desk that I have right now, but this is like my at-home desk. This is my studio, my safe haven, my comfort zone. I expect a desk in my comfort zone. I was not ever expecting a desk that is just mine, not shared. More or less. So it's new. It's interesting. But also people keep being freaked out by my voice whenever I answer the phone. So that always provides a little bit of entertainment every so often. But yeah, work has been good. Just studying. I have, I don't know, a little bit of an announcement, a little bit of a realization of myself, and there is an immediate need for me to cut back on my drinking. It has come to the point now where I'm kind of scared, just because alcoholism runs on both sides of my family, and it has been brought to my attention, and something that I've noticed myself is that sometimes too much is too much, and that has come up again. So I am immediately, heavily restricting my intake of alcohol. On a nightly basis, just period. I can't indulge myself too much. And I'm sure I've talked about this before, but again, because how just details and days just seem to be the same to me. It's just one day bleeds into another. Where was I going with this? I lost my train of thought. I've mentioned this before. There is a monologue by former Late Late Show host Craig Ferguson. It's famously known as the Britney Spears monologue. And he talks about his own addiction, and at the time, Britney Spears was, going in and out of rehabs and getting tattoos and whatnot. And he talks about how certain people can't drink, and he's one of them. And I'm starting to think that maybe I'm one of those individuals as well. Just because that little voice that says, hey, you've had enough, stop, I don't have that little voice. It seems as if once a certain amount gets into me, I just want more, and that voice never chimes in. And that's scary. Because before I know it, I'm well over 10 ounces of hard liquor plus some beer in me, and I still want more. And that's a huge problem. Without a doubt, it's not safe for anyone. And I change as a person when I've had that much. And that person is not pretty whatsoever. So I am not quitting as of right now, but I am certainly mentally and at times physically just tallying what I have had and how much. So I'm hoping that as a result of that, I will start to feel better. I'll start to feel more secure about myself. Know that I am someone who is able to just control those evils, I guess. There's a better word for it, but I can't think of it right now. And obviously, like, you hear the disappointment in my voice. I am disappointed in myself. I thought I had better control, but I didn't. I don't. And so it has come to this just realization that, yeah, this is a problem. I need to address it immediately. And so I am. It has been brought up to my therapist, and he and I will be working through it, as well as the very few people who know otherwise. Then again, of course, I say this on a podcast, so it is what it is. And I suppose I share it just because, yeah, it's a little therapeutic for me to be able to say this aloud. But also, there are people that you might know who are relatable to this. Maybe it's you, and maybe you're not admitting it to yourself. I don't know what the situation may be. But something which is true is that alcohol and alcoholism, or even alcoholics, they are everywhere. And I'm sure there isn't one of us who doesn't know someone who is within our lives. So if that is you, and if that is someone that you know and you're able to talk to them openly about it, I recommend you do. Bring it to their attention, express your concern. It might help them, it might save them. So, please do. Please do. Otherwise, I guess everything has been fine. I haven't streamed at all just because I've been busy. I've been tired. I'm especially tired today. Didn't really sleep well last night. Nor the night prior to. A lot of tossing, a lot of turning. A lot on the mind as far as life is concerned, and money, and, just life stuff. So, that is my update. Take with it what you will. I just hope that it will help you, as I hope to help myself and better myself as a result. So, it's going to be a short one because I am tired. But there is the thing that I want to talk about, which is something that I don't want to talk about. There are many things that I do not wish to talk about on this podcast. Politics being one of them. Like, there are certain things where politics do play a bit of a role in some conversations, but I don't want to talk about, the Democrats this and the Republicans that and rabble. No, I don't want to talk about that. Enough people talk about it, I will be adding nothing to it. Other things that I want to talk about is, like, religious standings. I'm not one who's going to come up here and speak about this religion or that religion in support or in, or the shame or anything of that nature. No. I tried finding religion. It did not work out for me. If it works out for you and you're peaceful with it, awesome. Keep at it. That's about all I really have to say about that. But then there's also certain topics like celebrity gossip and the Tonys and the Emmys and all those other things. There's things there are more important things that we can talk about, like my hatred towards the Chicago Bean, or the education system within the United States, or within the music education, instruments, video games. Yeah, let's talk about all that. That's fine. That's great. Mainstream news I try to stay away from, just because it's already being inundated with coverage. And unfortunately, I have to cover this. I was browsing my phone earlier today, just trying to think and find of topics and whatnot to be able to talk about on the podcast. And unfortunately, I found this article on Kotaku, written by Jeremy Winslow today, May 6, 2022, at 4 p.m. Doesn't stipulate what time zone, but 4 p.m. And it's about, surprise, surprise, the Depp versus Heard trial. Why do I have to talk about this? Well, I'll tell you why. Because evidently, top Twitch streamers are capitalizing on the trial trauma. That is the title of this by Mr. Winslow. Top Twitch streamers are capitalizing on Depp versus Heard trial trauma. I have talked about these streamers before, my disappointment with them, from hot tub streams to ASMR streams to the new metas which have been rolling about of people watching TV while streaming, while obviously breaking copyright infringement laws, and them just getting slapped on the wrist because they're top whatever streamers of Twitch. Which is unfortunate. So, let's see what Mr. Jeremy Winslow has to say about this. He writes, if you'd visited Twitch lately, you may have noticed that the most popular just chatting category and the front page have been dominated by one thing: the defamation trial between actors Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. What started on April 11th as an in-court battle recounting a toxic relationship filled with abuse and trauma has since attracted top streamers like Pokemon and XQC, who are reacting to and memeing the trial. In other words, streaming the Depp versus Heard court case has become a growing trend on the Amazon-owned platform for creators big and small to maximize their viewership, some capitalizing off the, quote, entertainment value of the salacious allegations. Depp and Heard have had history together, been married about 2015-2017 before splitting apart. After their separation, Heard accused Depp of abuse all throughout their marriage, counting parts of the trauma in a 2018 Washington Post op-ed without explicitly naming him. Since then, the two have been hurling multi-million-dollar lawsuits at each other, leading to the defamation trial that officially entered the Virginia court on April 11th. Okay. There's a lot to parse through in the trial, from harrowing stories of physical and sexual violence to very intimate details about drug addiction. Alongside these serious topics, the trial has been punctuated by unexpected asides, like a testimony from a dude who was vaping while driving his car, and Depp doodling during the proceedings. There's an element of humor alongside the seriousness of the defamation case, which is where streamers have inserted themselves. Many of the Amazon-owned platform top broadcasters, from WoW aficionado Asmongold to socialist political commentator Hasanabi, have been streaming the case to tens, sometimes hundreds of thousands of followers, creating content for their audiences to consume consuming ad. This has become the new meta, with streamers pulling in viewers by the thousands. Content creators on Twitch have put both actors' names in their title to garner curious viewers, going from variations like Justice for ellipses, whichever side they're on, and Amber Heard versus Johnny Depp watch party. And as streamers attract folks to watch the trial with them, it risks becoming one big watch party full of laughs and memes at Trauma's expense. Streamers like Pokimane have had on-screen counters tracking certain behaviors in the court, such as Herd crying or Depp laughing. Others, including Rainbow Six Siege streamer Shorty Guy, were debating their chatters about the merits of both actors, particularly Herd's testimonies. Streamers may be using this cultural event to grow their followings, but some viewers and other broadcasters, according to Launcher reporter and former Kotaku staffer Nathan Grayson, weren't too keen on the trial becoming a, quote, low-effort content mill. Folks took to Twitter to express their discontent, and the apparent weirdness of the Depp versus Herd defamation case being seen as a kinda sporting event on Twitch, in which streamers pick one side and trash the other. As of now, folks appear to be siding with Depp. Richard Hoeg, a lawyer who specializes in digital and video game law and is the creator of the Virtual Legality YouTube channel, explained to Kotaku over email part of the reason why folks are enamored with the Depp versus Herd trial. Quote, almost everyone knows Johnny Depp either from his more avant-garde work or his late career Disney renaissance. Interesting way to describe it. Hoeg said, who's been streaming the trial himself with fellow YouTubers like California-based attorney Mazieka of Legal Bites as part of a collective colloquial known as LawTube. Quote, from there, the actual details involved are themselves more salacious than normal, even for a case of this type, with cocaine, MDMA, alcohol, severed fingers, bloody writings on walls, hours upon hours of intimate audio clips, and two mutually exclusive descriptions of the world all fighting for attention. Outside of the O.J. Simpson trial, we may have never seen a case with such a potent combination of celebrity and salaciousness. While he doesn't believe the trial was set up as a farce, despite its many comical moments, he's worried that streamers could spread misinformation. Quote, I think there's always a fear that people covering a news story could be doing it in a way that reduces the level of good information out there rather than improves upon it, Hoeg said. That's why Virtual Legality and Legal Bites work so hard to inform from the position of legal expertise as well as to entertain. I also think there's a risk from some quarters in terms of decorum. This is a real case, with very serious allegations by both sides, and there can be a tendency by some to treat it more like a soap opera or sporting event than a legal trial. But with that risk comes opportunity, and I think this really is the future of, quote, entertainment like this. Unfiltered streams of real-world events with commentators helping folks understand what they are watching, end quote. The Depp versus Herd trial will take a short break starting May 9th, but plans to reconvene on May 16th, with an expected end date scheduled for May 27th. So, that's the article. Here's the problem with this. And it's the exploitation. The fact that streamers such as Pokimane, XQC, and many others are simply using this as a cash cow. They don't actually care about Depp or Herd. They just care about revenue, about profits, about views. They do not care about these people ripping off band-aids of trauma, of PTSD, of pure raw emotion. They're just taking it for entertainment value. To begin with, I felt that this trial never should have been live streamed. Honestly, I don't know why it is. Just because they're two celebrities? Why? That makes no sense to me. Their privacy of all these intimate details is completely exposed, forever immortalized on the internet. Everything. And yet here these people are, such as Pokimane, XQC, and despite And despite, what is it? Where are they? Yeah, there we go. Despite virtual legality and legal bites trying to, comment more legal things about it, I still feel that they're exploiting it too. Write a follow-up on it. Write notes after the court has come to an end for the day, but to live stream it, they're just exploiting it exactly as these mainstream people are. Sure, you may be potentially a little more moral ground, considering that you're not putting tears and laugh counters on the screen. But I don't see you fully being justified. Read about it after the fact. Make your opinion after the fact. But honestly, leave the privacy of these two people out of it entirely. It's not right. It's not fair. God forbid something like this happened to me. I wouldn't want it live streamed. Having these people just profit off of my life, of my own terror, and it's not right. It's a shame that Twitch allows this to happen. And it's a shame that we have such immoral individuals and top streamers just looking to profit off of their lack of ability to create content for their streams. It's all basically boils down to. They've been doing this for so long that they don't know how to produce content anymore, so they're grasping at straws. They think they're trying to be innovative. They think they're trying to change how streaming platforms ought to do things. But they're not. They're wrong. They are lazy. And they're just simply going by what is popular in order to draw in those subs and those follows and just people to watch their channel. And it's sad. They have truly sold out because they cannot produce enough content to keep their fan base satisfied. So, I don't care what you do. Replay a game. Replay another series. Read. Another thing that I don't understand is this is basically a live reaction video. And reaction videos I also don't understand. Why would you want to watch someone react to something? Especially if you've already seen it. Like, you're just, oh, here comes this part. What are they going to do about it? Like, really? That's how you're drawing your entertainment, watching someone else watch something? The only time that I can find that to be acceptable is if someone is reacting of work that they created years ago. That way, they're not ripping anyone off. They're not stealing someone else's work, whether it be a compilation, which by itself is not original work, you just taking other people's videos and then putting them into one video. That's not your content. Yeah, this is basically just a very exploited, dramatic, and immoral reaction stream for all these people. And it's just wrong. It's just wrong. Learn to create content. Learn to actually be creative. And also learn not to just do what is in. It's lazy. What did they say in this? It was easy content? Yeah, it is extremely easy content. Because they don't know what to do anymore. I'm sorry, they said a low effort content mill. Yeah, it's exactly that. It's shameful. But I doubt that these streamers have any type of morality within them in order to actually see that what they're doing is wrong. Maybe it's just the ego that they have created after years of being successful and having people watch them. I don't know. I'm not them. Either way, I think it's obviously wrong. And that's about the end of it. I realize that it's not even a half hour into this podcast, but I really am that tired. So, I hope to be able to have some sort of content that is longer for the podcast. I may just reach out. People be like, tell me what to talk about. I'm running low. I'm not running low, it's just all the articles that I find, all the things that I want to talk about, obviously I want to back up what I have to say with actual articles, with references, and this and that, just because I don't want to be a podcast which talks out my ass. I don't do analytics. This isn't sports. This isn't a review podcast. Although I could do a review podcast, but meh. Meh. Just purely meh. But yeah, I hope to come back with an hour of material next time this podcast comes. But I just want to be able to get something out and something on Friday, so that way it's not another welcome to the Frankly Speaking on Fridays podcast coming to you on a Saturday. I kind of want to nip that in the butt as soon as I can. So, short podcast, apologize, but hey, at least it came out on Friday, right? So thank you for listening. Remember, you can email the podcast at fsofpodcast@gmail.com. If you have topics to suggest, articles of interest, or you just want to say hello, please do so. fsofpodcast@gmail.com. This podcast is also found on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. So have fun, listen, share with your friends if you'd like, if you feel it's an interest to them. Some dude in a room just talking nonsense and reading articles. Yeah, that's about it. Otherwise, yeah, keep practicing. No matter what it is, as long as it doesn't hurt you or anyone else, keep practicing. Like I said, I'm going to practice just controlling myself with my drinking and trying to be better about it. So, thank you for listening. You all take care of yourselves. Have a lovely, lovely weekend. Congratulations to the graduates of May 2022. Don't do anything too crazy. Utilize that degree if you're able to. Until then, I will catch you all next week, which will be the 13th. Ooh, Friday the 13th. My mind is already going wild with ideas as to what to talk about. Anyway, take care, everyone. Good night, sweet dreams. I will see you next week. And until then, au revoir.